What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? So we're back with another one of the moments that get me hype. And today we want to talk about Lee versus Gaara. Now, if you're familiar with this fight from Naruto, then you already know why it's a moment that gets me hype. But if you're not familiar with it, I would encourage you to go watch it in its entirety and then come back and watch this video because it would make a lot more sense. Like, I'm going to break it down a little bit, but I'm not going to go piece by piece, right? It's mostly for those who already know the fight. They already know the reference point. You have to go back and do the homework. This fight got me so hyped for so many reasons. First of all, just to let you know, when I started watching Naruto, I watched it on accident. I was looking for an anime, and I can't even remember which anime I was looking for now, but I was looking for another anime, and I stumbled across this one, and I end up pressing play on a random episode. I don't know why it was that one, but I started watching, and I just couldn't stop. I was like, what is this? The storytelling, the acting, everything was pulling me in to continue to watch it. And as I watched more and more of it, I found more and more being rewarded for watching it because it's such a great anime, right? As you can see from the headband. Lee versus Gaara, on so many different areas of that fight, were just so inspirational, so motivational. They just get me so pumped up. The fact that Lee was a ninja who didn't have other traits. He couldn't do genjutsu. He couldn't do ninjutsu. He could only do taijutsu. And they were like, why doesn't he? And they were like, well, because he can't. He can't use the other ones. All he can do is the one. And they were like, so that puts him at a disadvantage. And like, you would think that. But because he knows that disadvantage, the one thing he can do, he has studied and perfected to make him a top tier ninja. Now, at the end of the day, he didn't win the fight. But the lesson here is, if you know your weaknesses, then you can prepare your strengths so that your weaknesses don't even exist. You can evolve your strengths to the point that they compensate for your weaknesses. You can guard against your weaknesses. You can develop contingencies if you get in your weaknesses, if you know your weaknesses. But to know your weaknesses, you have to do something that a lot of people just aren't willing or ready to do with their life, and that's be honest with yourself. One of the biggest problems I have is people who want to be treated like other people, but don't want to do the work. You want the $50,000 to $75,000 a year. You want the $75,000 to $100,000 a year job, but you don't want to do what she did to get that job. You want to get the biceps and the looks and the attention and the flat abs that he has, but you're not even willing to consider doing the work that he did to get it. No, you just want everybody to treat you like you already have a chiseled body, right? That you're already made out of marble. You don't know about those 2-a-days that he went through. You don't know about the sacrifice of the meals that he had to eat when he's eating boiled chicken and broccoli 3 times a day. You don't know about the late nights that she had to miss with her family. You don't know about how she had to go to work and go to night school to get her degree so she can see. There's so much work to be done to be great. But when you want it bad enough, the work doesn't matter. This is one of the things that was highlighted in this fight. Like, Lee didn't give a damn. Like, okay, if I can't do 100 push-ups, then I must do 2,000 kicks. If I can't do 2,000 kicks, then I must run 3,000 laps. Like, he was going to make his body, he was going to train the skill that he had. He was going to get it so, like, and that's the thing, right? It's skill, right? It's not talent, because talent is God-given. Talent is beautiful, right? But and it's something that you're born with. But skill only comes after hours and hours of beating on your craft, after hours and hours of doing the work, after hours and hours of sacrifice and dedication. So that's one reason why, this fight was just so dope, right? It was so hard because you see that training, you see that sacrifice, you see that dedication. The other reason was, even though he did end up losing, you saw how far he was willing to go to get what he wanted. You saw how far he was willing to go to win, willing to push his body to its limits as far as he could go with releasing the gates, right? If he could have released all the gates, he probably would have killed himself in that fight, and he probably would have won it, but he probably would also be dead. Um, I don't encourage that extreme by any means. Your life is valuable, it's precious, but to want something so bad that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it, I admire that. I admire someone who's willing to pull out all the stops, who's not willing to take no for an answer, who's willing to do the research to get himself where he wants to be, right? And of course, the final reason why this was a moment that got me hyped was the ending of the fight. Gaara broke this man's arm and his leg. And with the one leg and one arm he had left that he could actually stand on, even unconscious, Rock Lee was standing there ready to fight him. He wanted it so bad that his subconscious wouldn't let him quit. Just hard. Just straight hard. Yeah, Gaara got the W, but Rock Lee stole our hearts. Everybody's hearts in that fight. And it was a sad moment to see that he didn't win. But there's so much gems to take away from that fight. There's so many things that you should look at and analyze and compare to your life, overcoming your weaknesses, overcoming your limitations, sacrificing determination, not letting people tell you that you can and can't do something. You can't do ninjutsu, you can't do genjutsu, all you can do is taijutsu. How are you even a ninja is what people were saying. Like, you're not even a ninja, you're just a workout athlete. But he didn't let that stop him. He still became a ninja. He still passed the exams. He still graduated from school. He still became a high-level ninja. So this has been another Moments That Get You Hyped. If you haven't seen the fight, I definitely encourage you. I know if you're following my page, more than likely you're an anime fan and you've definitely seen this fight before or heard about it in some detail. So, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor. Go look up Rock Lee versus Gaara. Hopefully they'll give you like the whole thing without all the breaks and cuts in it. If you have to, you might need to go over to Crunchyroll or Funimation and pay a little subscription so you can watch it in English. Because I'm in this. Y'all probably gonna hate me for this, but I'm a dubbed guy. I'm not a subbed guy. I grew up when anime was subbed, or was dubbed, not subbed. Okay, so now I like all my anime dubbed, all right? I don't want to read TV. I read enough, all right? I'm not knocking those who do. However you enjoy your animes, how you enjoy your anime. But, I like to listen and enjoy TV, not sit there and read the subtitles. But this has been another moment that gets me hyped. I'm going to keep hitting y'all with these. It's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a lot of anime. It's going to be some WWE, some movies. Talk about some sports. There's a couple of sports moments out there that definitely got me hyped. All right, guys, I want to thank you all for watching this. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.